Hey guys, so I decided to make this video. I was inspired by James Aspey after I watched a video by him talking about letting my voice be heard and just letting all of our voices be heard, and how we should just make these videos despite with the fact that we know we're going to be ridiculed or made fun of or, embarrassed, which honestly, like, I hate making videos. I'm super weirded out right now and I have notes, so don't make fun of me. You can if you want, but I don't care. So anyway, about a year ago, I'm sure all of you noticed that I started posting a lot of videos, articles, opinions about, and facts about veganism, animal rights, about myself going vegan, why you should be doing that. It was pretty intense at first, very emotional. I'm sure it still is. And I'm sure that to everybody that seemed like it was out of nowhere. Like, 5 minutes before that I was eating bacon and hamburgers and whatever and chicken, and seemed like, oh my God, this is crazy. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden, like, Jen's posting all these insane videos, like, what's her problem, right? But honestly, it wasn't out of nowhere for me. I've always loved animals. I think a lot of us do, most of us do. And I think for me, like, the most significant thing was when I was 19, I stopped eating beef. And this was because my whole life, I loved cows, and people would ask me, why don't you eat beef? And I would tell them, it's stupid. I don't eat beef because I love cows. And a lot of people would laugh. And then there were some people who would tell me, like, no, that's not stupid. And like, you should embrace that and, like, go with that, and people would have all different reactions to this. But I didn't eat beef from the time I was 19 until I was like 35, strictly because all growing up, when I was a kid, I loved cows. I wanted to pet a cow. I don't know why. I've never lived on a farm. I grew up in San Diego, California. And to me, I just loved cows. And so I made this connection one day. I was eating a hamburger at Jack in the Box. I remember I was 19, eating a hamburger at Jack in the Box. And literally halfway through my hamburger, I just started thinking, I am eating this cow, this being that I so badly want to connect with, that I know, has feelings and feels pain, and, like, I knew it was wrong. And I started feeling sick. And I put the hamburger down, and I threw it up later because I felt so sick. And I just stopped eating beef then and there, like, no problem, no big deal, I was done. And this went on for a while. But, honestly, this started for me even before that. I can remember when I was a teenager, I never wanted to use makeup that was doing animal testing. I would avoid products that were testing on animals. I would always try to read those labels and make sure I was avoiding these products. And never in my life have I eaten veal because I was told, I don't know when, sometime when I was young, what it is, and how it all works. And I couldn't do it. Never ate veal, never ate, the duck liver stuff. I can't remember what it's called right now. Basically, like, all throughout my life, when I would find things out about things, like, that a veal was a baby calf taken from its mother and kept in this little crate, I couldn't eat that veal anymore because to me, like, that was horrible and wrong. And every time I would find something like this out, I would want to do better. Like, when you know better, you do better. When I would find this information out, I could no longer go on with these things. So this is kind of just had gone on. And again, like, when I was 19, I stopped eating beef. And then I just decided, like, I lived in the society that we lived in, and I didn't want to, like, give up any more of my dietary things that I'd already given up beef. I didn't eat these other things, and I thought I was doing all these things right for animals. I never wore fur, so I thought I was doing all these things good, but in reality, like, I wasn't ever doing enough. I realize that now. So when I would learn things, I would want to do better. And so I basically realized at some point that like there were a lot of things going on that I didn't want to know about. And I decided consciously, like, I'm not going to go research these things and look them up because I don't want to know. I can't lose out on any more of my, chicken sandwiches or whatever. What if I find something about chicken? Like, I knew the second I opened the door, I was going to find out so many things that I wasn't going to be able to eat these things anymore. And guess what? Like, that is what happened for me. So what happened is last year, I decided to do Lent with my boyfriend, who has been doing Lent probably his whole life. I'm not religious, so I don't do Lent, but I was like, I'll do it, I'll try it, I'll give up something that I like and try it out. And I decided I'm going to give up fried foods, because that to me was like, oh, like a win-win, healthy. And then you can't eat meat on Fridays, right? So we would do the no meat on Fridays. And at first it kind of was hard. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to do meatless Mondays too. Like, let's just do this thing while I'm in Lent. So I didn't do meat on Fridays. I didn't do meat on Mondays. And like I said, the first couple days, it was hard just simply because of the automatic stuff we're used to, right? Everything we do is so automatic. And it was like this conscious kind of shift that I had to make. And that was difficult because I had to start substituting and changing, and it was hard. But after a couple times, like, I didn't notice, and I liked it. And I started feeling like, this is good. I feel good about this. I don't have to eat animals. Like, I feel better. Like, okay. So when Lent ended, I was like, well, I think I'm just going to try being a vegetarian, like, for a while. And I didn't say I'm going to be a vegetarian forever. I'm never eating meat again. I literally said, I'm going to try it for a little while and see how I like it. And my boyfriend, was on board. And so we just started trying that. And I liked it a lot. And then about 2-3 months into this, my neighbor decides to buy a couple goats from a local 4-H, which, by the way, 4-H, don't support these places. They breed animals, raise them for like school projects, and then sell them off for slaughter. By the way, that's what happens to all of those animals. Unless people like my neighbor adopt them, and trust me, it's not a better fate once you hear the story. So he adopts 2 goats, one of which is a baby who should not have been taken from its mom. I don't know how old it was. I don't know. I just know that this goat screamed for its mom for 2 to 3 weeks. And this was right underneath my window. So it was like I could hear everything. Screamed all day, every day for its mom. I mean, I swear to God, you guys, I was crying. I was going over to my friends' houses during the day because it was so heartbreaking for me to sit up here and listen to this. And like, I couldn't go down there. This is my neighbor. In my mind, and this was my approach at the time, and certainly wouldn't be now, was that I couldn't go down there. I didn't want to piss him off. It wasn't my goat. It wasn't my place. And so this goes on for a couple weeks. It's tearing me up inside. And so I decided, man, what is going on in the dairy industry? And I just decided I'm going to look it up. So I went on Google and did one article. I read what goes on in the dairy industry and what happens in the egg industry. And literally I was like, oh, okay, wow, I'm vegan right now. I'm not kidding. And it was that easy for me. Has it been hard, you guys? Yes. It's hard to change. But once I knew what I knew about what goes on in the dairy industry and the egg industry, it is so horrible that it made me instantly want to change, instantly want to do better. Instantly, I did not want to contribute to those industries anymore, ever again. And that's how it happened for me. And so I kind of slowly went through my pantry. I emptied out anything that wasn't vegan. Honestly, it was shocking. I was like, where's all my food? And at first, like, I started substituting. It was very hard. But 1 year later, it was the best decision I've made. I will never go back. And this is why, you guys. This is why I'm posting constantly on my page about going vegan, about being better for your health, about helping animals, is because once I opened the doors and once I opened my eyes to this world, I have found out so much injustice that's going on to these animals that I just want to do nothing but help them. That is what I literally, all I want to do now is to help these animals. So thank you to James Aspey for inspiring me to do this video. I never would have otherwise. I honestly hate recording stuff. I'm like so nervous. Don't even know if I'm gonna post it, but thank you, James, for inspiring me to do this video and letting my voice be heard. And thank you to all of you who have watched this for the 10 minutes and 28 seconds, because that's a long time. So thank you. Peace and love.